What's happening, everybody? This is Mike at Mike's Total Dragon Channel, and today I wanted to share a couple of books I picked up over the weekend. My local comic book shop had a what they call a brown bag sale. $20 gets you a brown bag, and they have a large assortment of boxes that they bring out, and as many comics as you can stuff into that brown paper bag. That's how many you can get. So it's a really fun sale they have. They do it twice a year, and mostly all the books that they have available for you to choose from are, what you would see as dollar books, in most shops you go to. Although you might find a couple of other books there that are, of differing value, depending on how much stock you put into some stuff. But I went, spent my $20, and now I'm going to show you guys what I got. I did manage to pick up about 6 or 7 issues of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu that I needed. I've already put those up, so I don't have them down here, but I'll go ahead and show you guys what I got. And like I said, it was a brown paper bag, $20. Cram as many books in there as you want to. So it's a pretty good deal. At least I think. I have a good time with it because I don't put a whole lot of stock into the flipping of books and trying to turn a profit out of them. I'm mainly a reader, so it's really good for specifically that, for reading stuff, and if you've got runs of books, filling holes. So we'll go ahead and get to what I got. G.I. Joe. Picked up this issue here and this one right here. The reason I got, and I already have these 2 issues, but I'm doing a run of the Hammer G.I. Joe, and what I like to do with my short boxes that I store my books in, the plain white short boxes, what I'll do is I'll take books that I find, like these 2 G.I. Joes. You see how this one's kind of ripped right here on the cover. What I'll do is I'll take them and I'll cut the logo off, cut out some pages, kind of like collage style, and I'll put on the box, so it kind of gives it a little bit more of a flair, than just a plain white box. So it kind of decorates it a little bit, instead of just having just endless rows of white boxes. These kind of will have Joe related pictures and images on there, and because they're $1 or less than that by the time you factor in how many I got into that brown paper bag, I don't feel so bad cutting them up. So I'll just get a white box and I'll put G.I. Joe logo on it, or a splash page or 2 on the side, just for fun. I picked up this issue of Supergirl here. It's a really cool cover. This was what they had, was a contest where the reader could send in costume suggestions, and then in this issue right here they would choose the Supergirl's new costume would be based upon what the reader had sent in. So let's take a look at what she got here. Let's see if they have a more this looks like it's her new costume right here. I was wondering if they would have a page where they give thanks to whoever designed that costume, but I don't see anything. Thank you, Diana, and thank you for my new costume. That's Wonder Woman. This is from a era in which Wonder Woman had kind of given up her title and was kind of operating solo away from being an Amazon and a crime fighter. So here we go right here. This is the costume that she's chosen. The above Supergirl costume was chosen from many sketches submitted. Designer's identity will be revealed next issue. Oh man, what a jip. So you see the new costume that she chose, although it doesn't seem to have stuck around for very long. But we don't know who was the person who did that design until next issue. I thought this was really cool. I just noticed this when I was thumbing through. Superman. Hey, fellow young people, let's rap. And it has all these little, this little survey, kind of like a lifestyle survey. These seem to definitely not maybe have aged well. How interested are you in reading about for each subject? Check 1. B, black people. Oh boy. Yeah, that's not a very good way to, that's not a very thing that you want to have phrased in there. That's kind of terrible. But in any case, this was a survey that DC had, and they wanted to know more about their readers. So they have these questions here. You could win a big name bicycle, a record player, or a transistor radio. Today you would have, with a TV set, with the exception of a bicycle, you would basically have all 3 of these inside your phone. Up next, Batman 497, the issue where Bane breaks Batman's back. I have this, but you know, when you're doing the brown bag sale, you kind of just grab stuff that you hadn't seen in a while, whether you have it or not. So I figured, why not? It's kind of a trip down memory lane here. Bane just manhandles Batman. Then we have this iconic shot right here, him getting thrown into Jason Todd's costume, and then Batman getting his ass kicked more and more and more until finally Bane delivers the money shot right there, the coup de grace. And I have heard that DC editorial did not want Jim Aparo on this issue. They wanted somebody else. But Doug Moench and Denny O'Neil, they pushed to have Jim Aparo on this issue because he was such a fan favorite, and getting him on this issue meant that he would get a share of the royalties from when this was collected and put into trade paperback. So if that is true, that's a real stand-up thing to do. Married with Children issue from the defunct company Now Comics. They also put out books like Fright Night, Alias, no relation to the Jessica Jones book. And this is just kind of like a tongue-in-cheek, you know, it's just like a typical Married with Children episode. Shows how dysfunctional the Bundys are, except this time they're put in like a situation where they could win tons of money. Just like a really long episode. Speed Racer videotapes. Fright Night comic book. I think they still make Fright Night comics. I don't know who has the license. I know it's not now. Now went under a long time ago, but Fright Night's still being published in some shape, form, or fashion. Doomsday Special. I grabbed this. I don't remember picking this up when it came out. Shattered Grid. I'm doing a run of Power Rangers, so I picked this up in the offhand case I might need it for my run. Old Man Logan. I did need this for my run of that series I'm putting together. So this one, I was lucky to find this. I actually needed it instead of just thumbing through. This is one of my favorite covers from Marvel Saga. John Romita Sr. For those of you who don't know what Marvel Saga is, it basically was kind of like a chronological retelling of the history of the Marvel Universe up to this point when it came out, which was, I want to say this came out sometime in the late 80s. So they basically did a retelling of all the events that occurred in Marvel, like a brief breakdown of all the events throughout all the titles they published, or at least the big titles they published anyway: Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers, Thor, etc. Up until a certain point. And they had excerpts, and they had excerpts from certain issues, reprinting some of the action that was shown. Jack Kirby Cap, the infamous Mad Bomb. Kirby Cap is always insane to pick up and look at. Just so much action is happening. Every page is just dynamic. Action, shield being used to have bricks bouncing off of it. Falcon restraining this lady. Big double page ads right here. More action. Smash everything. That's one of the staples of a Kirby book. Just non-stop movement, non-stop kinetic action. Even in people's facial expression, I always say, one of the jokes I make is Kirby always draws people yelling. Everyone's mouth is always wide open. Another double page ad. The dialogue's always a little wonky, but one of the things I like to say is you don't pick up Kirby for dialogue. You pick it up for the concepts and the art. 25th anniversary Marvel G.I. Joe cover. Every title from Marvel this month basically had this format, had a character in the middle of it, surrounded by the heroes of the Marvel Universe out on the border. Even books like Transformers and Conan were part of it. Even one of the Star books, I think it was Care Bears or Muppet Babies, or it might have been both, but they were part of it. This cover right here, this is the first Archangel I picked up. Of course, it's separated from its cover, but so it's almost coverless, just hanging on by a thread. But however, it's got that great Walt Simonson artwork in there. And I picked this Supergirl up specifically for, I really dig this cover right here. That other issue we saw of Supergirl had her with a new costume. This will probably be this, or the one from the animated series with the white t-shirt. They're probably the best that they've come up with for Supergirl, at least in my opinion. Some people like the hot pants one, but I think this one is kind of timeless. But all in all, pretty solid haul for 20 bucks. Like I said, nothing that I'm going to be able to put kids through college with, but still just a bunch of good fun books, and that's really all I'm into comics for anyway. It's just for the fun, not trying to make a profit. So if you ever see a sale like this at your local comic book shop, jump on it. It's a good time, and it'll give you a chance to maybe sample some stuff you've never picked up before, as well as maybe see some stuff that you haven't read in quite a while, and 20 bucks to fill up a brown paper bag. Most times you can get around 40 or 50 books in there, especially if they don't have bags of boards on there. So give it a shot. You might find something that you like. So until next time, talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye bye.